by talking about why proposal editing is so important. When a PI has developed a good, fundable project idea, we want to help them avoid disguising it. We don't want proposals to be hampered by writing or formatting problems that don't fit the requirements or that are a struggle for reviewers to understand. Our ultimate goal is that the proposal that goes out the door is as polished as possible so that the PI's project will be judged on its merits. And polish really does matter. This is kind of a long quote on the slide, but I really like it because it describes what I think of as the implicit scoring criterion for every proposal, which is don't annoy the reviewer. It's critical for PIs to learn how to put themselves in the reviewer's shoes. We want to avoid in a proposal anything that slows the reader down or draws their attention away from the meaning we're trying to convey. The quality of the writing also affects the reader's confidence in the writer. Whether consciously or unconsciously, readers use it as a proxy for the quality of the work that the PI will do.
So, how can we help guide faculty to submit better proposals so reviewers will want to fund their idea? One way is to approach the writing and editing process from the reviewer's perspective and make sure it is relevant to the funding opportunity. Another thing to consider when you have your editing hat on is to try to anticipate reviewer questions and address them in your proposal. For example, ask, has a compelling case for the research been presented? Are the problem statement, hypothesis, and anticipated results explicit? Does the project seem feasible? Also, a well-written narrative will tell a story and make a clear point. Finally, the goal is to make the proposal easy for the reviewers to read and understand. Some common reasons provided for a weak proposal are that the impact is weak. Another is that the significance is not obvious. Maybe it is too ambitious or lacks focus, or the hypothesis is unclear, or the feasibility is not supported. A flawed approach results in a weak proposal as well. And finally, poor writing. Alternatively, indicators of an outstanding proposal include having a high impact, showing strong significance to an important problem, a clear and focused approach, and the last point here, that there was careful attention to details. Therefore, editing and providing feedback is really important in having a successful proposal.
Now that we've talked about the importance of good editing, let's get into the interpersonal dynamics that come into play when research administrators edit faculty writing. Editing is a very interactive and communicative process, so personalities and communication styles really influence how successful that process is. So first of all, we may need to help faculty understand just how important it is to polish their proposal before submitting it. Also, faculty who are not experienced typically need some coaching on how the style of successful proposals is different from the academic style of writing that they're more accustomed to. Then faculty may be unaware that we can provide this service and have to be convinced to give it a try. When you're working with a PI for the first time, you can frame yourself as a fresh set of eyes to look at their proposal and as someone who can read their proposal for how it sounds to a non-expert. For PIs who are working on a proposal with multiple authors, an offer to help one voice the writing can be very attractive, especially because they're sometimes reluctant to criticize each other's work. Finally, you can highlight your experience with editing proposals. You don't have to work in pre-award for too long before the number of proposals you've read sounds really impressive to a PI. Editing proposals doesn't just improve the proposals, it can also improve your relationship with PIs. If you handle it tactfully, faculty often gain respect for you when you can improve their work. They come to see you as someone with useful expertise and as part of their proposal team rather than a red tape generator. Taking the time to edit a proposal also lets you understand the PI's scholarship a lot more deeply. You can express enthusiasm for their plans and ask questions that show you care about their work. Finally, when you've built trust, faculty are more likely to come to you with other questions they have. This can have a positive snowball effect on your other job responsibilities because you'll get proposal drafts earlier and have more time to address potential compliance issues. But there are some stumbling blocks to building this trusting relationship. We all know that faculty are seen as being higher on the university food chain, and that power dynamic can make research administrators reluctant to be editors for faculty writing. The book I've shown here is a good resource that takes a look at some of the issues that can arise when faculty and staff work together. There can be other negative dynamics or discomforts too, sometimes in unexpected places. For example, even after I had gotten pretty comfortable with editing faculty writing, I felt very intimidated the first time I worked with two English professors on their grant proposal. Editing for people who teach writing at the college level felt really presumptuous. But I dove in, and I'll never forget the confidence boost that I felt when I got a Google Doc update email and saw that they'd accepted 130 of my suggested edits.